Should be streaming now. Let's see. Turn down this. Let's go to a simple pane so people aren't as scared. Hey, Tech Girl. Oh, it's going alright. A little busy from work, but, you know. Yeah, so I'm trying to help out this diamond banana guy. Tutorials. Base setup. Let's see. Let's see. Tekuro, you were the one that had you had 5 days on your water order. Did you cancel that and re-queue it as a small order, or did you honestly just wait it out? I think it's, let's see. Nice. I see there's a few new people watching. To live for a nice chunk. Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be fair, you have 5 days of consumables on your base, so you should have been able to pull that off. Yeah. I see there's a bunch of new people, as usual. Don't hesitate to ask questions. I'm happy to go through stuff. Like, again, even if you're like, hey, how do I split a tile? I will, like, how do I use this UI? I will gladly go over that for you. This game, the UI is probably the most overwhelming bit about the game, so once you get a handle on it, though, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, there are things that can be improved, but it's wonderful. I see Lumi is in here. I don't know if you're actually active or not, or if you were just sitting on it, but I am looking forward to this. I am absolutely looking forward to the new UI for dark mode. Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. You did an excellent job. Seriously. It looks amazing. Even the logo is great. I love it. Yeah, I need to... Yeah, we're going to download that guy. Sorry about tapping the mic there. Yeah, yeah, just post it in the PCT Discord. That's perfect. I'll grab it. I'm surprised. There's a lot of people asking questions in the game, but not. Well, I guess people don't want to jump out of the game to ask questions. My iron ore is actually selling. Oops. Are these guys new? Yeah, so unrated. Oh, 35 days ago. Not new. Not new. So this guy's mostly new. Let's sell it to him. 190. So let's bring it down. Let's be nice today. And we're gonna sell 190 units at 50. Pretty good. I managed to set up my trading screen. You helped set up for me. So helpful. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm really glad that Did you I know I'm not sure if everyone knows about this guy, but if you want to conserve some screen real estate, and you're at the top or the bottom, right? So you can do this trick real quick. I'll show you. But like, hey, I have a pane here, right? If I want to maintain screen real estate, you can kind of just shove it all the way to the bottom, and it's a little slider there. So you're just saving screen real estate, and then you can abruptly go, all right, there you go. I'm gonna take a peek. All right, looks good. Bring it down again. You can do the same for the top, right? So you can do. Here, let me shuffle this around real quick, but you can do the same thing. Might be helpful for some people. How often can you cancel and repost orders? So you can do 5 cancels per material, per exchange per day. So if you try to cancel a 6th order, it will charge you a 10% fee of the amount you posted. Or is it 5%? I don't remember. But basically, the purpose of that is to prevent penny warring, and also to prevent botting. So one of the goals with the devs is, hey, you don't have to sit there and stare at your screen all day in order to play this game well, right? And penny warring kind of is counter to that belief. So just having that in place is really nice. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the SFG, by the way. SVG. Thank you. I keep forgetting that SVGs are actually XML, but yeah, cool, awesome. Thank you so much. There's a few new players. Don't hesitate to ask questions. I'm happy to go through whatever, even simple questions. I can go through an example of like, hey, I want to fly to a station and buy this material. Like, whatever you guys need, I'm happy to go through it all. I actually have permission from the devs to use a secondary account. It's a streamer account. So if you guys want me to start from scratch, well, I don't think I can. Yeah, I can. I can start that guy from scratch and go through the whole thing, and kind of show you guys the decision-making process. That super basic. It's not really advanced, but at least goes through it so you guys can see that sort of thing. Happy to do so. Just let me know. Let's see how Diamond Banana's doing. He hasn't started his base yet. Created his account 22 hours ago, but created the account, or the company, 19 minutes ago. Hey, Lil John. Cool. How are things going for you? How's the company doing? I think you're the actual. Yeah, you actually name it the same. 9 days in, Promotor. Let's see. Let's see what you're selling. All right, you're not selling anything on the commodity exchange right now, but you're on Promotor. If nothing comes up, can you take us through your base planning? Maybe just be on the first few starting buildings. I appreciate it's not 100% beginner friendly. Yeah, sure. I mean, I can do an example of that. You feel an outage coming. Oh no. Fire Freak feels it in his loins. Tech, I'll come back to that. I kind of do want to help out the new players because it is overwhelming initially. Spurs, yeah. What I can walk through. You know what? Here, screw it. Let's do it. Let me open a new tab really quick. Let me sign into the my streamer account. Alright, let's see if I can actually colic. If not, I'll have to... Okay. So... I want to get some resources for new rig. Okay. Yeah. So, a tip for you there, Lil John, is you have kind of a few options. You can use the bot on the Discords, but the in-game mechanism is to click the construct button and read the requirements here. So, rocky planets have an additional resource requirement. It's MCG, and that's what all starter planets are. They're like in the normal range, so I'll show you what that looks like. But they're in the normal range because you can be in this normal range here. So they don't require the additional gravity, temperature, or pressure materials. But rocky requires MCG, and gaseous requires AEF, which is Aerostats Foundations. Yeah. So yeah, that is a common mistake. Don't sweat it. Okay, Spurs Gaming. I'll go through one of these examples here. What are you thinking of rolling with to start? Got like 30 minutes here, but so it'll be a little fast, but that's okay. Okay, so you're choosing manufacturing. Okay. All right. So so with manufacturing, we choose. So I'm going to go to the handbook here. So it links to the handbook. And well, this probably doesn't link to a good spot in the handbook, but that's okay. So I'm going to go to the packages and factions bit, and we're going to go to manufacturer here. So I'll link it so you can see it. It recommends these starter buildings. And then it's saying, hey, some good starter planets is Vallis and Gibson. Do you have a preference there on what you want to do? I mean, you can choose whatever you feel like. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go with Gibson. Okay. So we're going to go with Gibson. So I'm going to choose manufacturer, starting location. Let's go to Gibson. What planet did you choose, out of curiosity? That's awesome. The servers might be dying. That's not good. I gotta refresh. Do you know what planet you chose? Prism? Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, hold on. Let me notify the devs. Really quick. They're probably asleep, though. Time in Germany. Okay. Yeah, the servers are starting to die. That's a problem. Is Prism a starting planet? It is. Okay, so with manufacturer, hydrogen. So you need hydrogen. So it's saying, hey, these are the planets that you need to get running, basically. So this is what's giving you. Oh, I see. Sorry, I just saw it. Cool. Thanks, Rento. So basically, so what you can do is you can click on these things. So I'm gonna click on ink, and I'm gonna click on BMP. So incinerator and basic materials plant. Okay. So this looks very overwhelming initially, but I assure you it's not too bad. So you're starting with H and C. So what? So H and C you can make PE, right? This is gonna be kind of your bread and butter initially. So C, if you click on C, I'm going to click on it, it's going to say, hey, this is carbon. It comes from you throw in some one of these recipes in to an incinerator, which is what you start with. It's one of the buildings, and you generate C. So, so basically, we have one building that you burn grain or maize or hydrocarbon plants to generate C, and then you use that C with hydrogen to make PE. So this is why I'm suggesting that you go with Gibson. Here's the reason. Let's find Gibson. Gibson has some hydrogen. It's not a lot, but it's some, right? And it has some water and it has some soil. So it has some fertility. It's not the best, but short term it's fine. If you want to start over, what you do is you're going to click the new buffer button in the bottom left, and you're going to type this command. And then it's colic. You type that command in, and then follow the instructions. It's going to make you click the checkbox and then hit a button. So once you do that, you'll be back to the screen. So so the reason why I'm suggesting Gibson is because you have some fertility in case you want to go down the route of, hey, I want to grow the crops that feed my incinerator. So if you click on grain, it tells you, hey, it's made in a farm. You give a farm water, it takes 9 hours, and it produces grain. So you're gonna start to see how this kind of like spiders out into like almost like a Wikipedia, right? Like where you're just clicking lots of links and then you're going to all sorts of tabs and pages. That's kind of how the game works. That's kind of the beauty of the game, or the thing of the game. So so that's what I would suggest. So I'm gonna create Saga Seg 2, Saganaki stream, and then I'm gonna click. Oh, I mixed those up. And then I'm gonna click here to confirm you have read and understood this disclaimer. So I'm gonna hit a click, create. If I'm going too fast, don't worry. I'm gonna publish this video so you can follow it later. Okay, so now we start with this screen. So you're going to see that in the top right corner, in the top right corner, you're going to see, hey, you're on Gibson. You have 2 ships in your fleet. You're on Gibson. And then it says, hey, you can click Start Base. So if you go through I think it's the hint, right? It'll walk you through a lot of this. So it'll say, hey, learn how to start a base. So I'm going to hit Start Base in this Planet Info tile. I'm going to hit Build Base. So I build my first base. After that, what you're going to end up doing is you're going to go to the BS on the left side and then click on View Base. And then you're going to click on Inventory. And what you're going to do, first things first, is you have an empty tile right here. You have 2 options. You can click the gear icon to or click the colon icon to get the command and copy paste it, or you can drag this inner blue bar and just drag it in and it docks it. If you want to organize this differently, you can do it. You can mouse over the gear, you can split it this way, you can split it vertically, and you could do all sorts of stuff, right? You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger, etc. So this is the hard bit, right? Getting to understand the UI and like figuring what you want visible at all times. So we'll start with that, all right? And what I'm going to do is I'm following the instructions. I'm going to build 2 HB1s, but hey, I can't build them. What's going on? The reason is because all of the stuff is in your ships. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the cargo button on both of these, right? So I have one ship has got a lot of basic bulkheads, basic deck elements. These are building materials. The other stuff is stuff that's used by production lines. So I'm going to click the unload button on both of these guys. And it's just going to unload everything into the base. After that, I'm going to build 2 habitations. So this was, according to the tutorial, you should do this. The reason is because you need to house your workers. So I'm going to build 2 pioneer habitations so I can have a maximum capacity of 200 pioneers. The tutorial also says, if we go back to hint, so it's saying, hey, you should build 2 HB1s, 1 collector, so I'll build 1 collector, 1 incinerator, that's under pioneers, so let's find the incinerator, build it, and then 1 BMP, which is the top. Okay, so we've built all the buildings we can. Next step is we need to put the production line. So this shows up once you have production buildings built. It was grayed out before. I'm going to open this guy, and I don't care about this, right? I am going to put that over here, right? I have it in a buffer that I can reference over here. So I'm going to put it over here. So it's going to be on my screen at all times so I can see what my building is doing. My buildings are doing. So let's go to the collector first. Collector, we can gather hydrogen or oxygen. In this case, we want hydrogen. The reason is because we need the hydrogen to make PE. Where is PE? Right there. So we need 2 hydrogen, 1 carbon for every 200 PE. So what we're going to do is essentially click this a lot until it caps out. So in 14 hours, we're going to have 2 units of hydrogen. Great. We're going to go to the incinerator. And what we start with is we can only do really one thing. So we can't do maize because we don't have it. It says 4 units missing. We can't do grain because we're missing it. And we obviously can't do the combining recipes. So this is our only option. So we're going to queue up 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's all we have. We only have 16, so we can only queue up 4 orders. We can do more, but it's not necessary. Next, we're going to go here, do the PE again from the drop down. And let's see, we have 5 orders of, 10 divided by 2 would be 5. In that time, we'll get an additional 2. We should be good. And in that time, we're going to generate carbon. Should that be good? That should be fine. So we're going to queue up all the PE we can. This is how we start, right? As a matter of fact, I'm just going to queue up. Well, we'll come back to this in a second. Okay, so what's next? So let's go back to the base tile. We're going to go to View Base, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this map because it's kind of, well, yeah, we're going to leave the map actually. We're going to replace the help channel. We'll just say the help channel with the workforce tile. So this I clicked on workforce under base, drag it down here, and it's going to tell us some information, right? So it's going to say, all right, we have 190 workers, so we're going to be using 1 coffee, 7.6 drinking water, 7.6 rations, 1 overall, 0.4 units of padded worker overalls on a daily basis. So that means that we have roughly 5 days of consumables, which is perfect. It's great. So what we need to do is, first things first, we need to figure out what the nearest commodity exchange is. The way to do this is you go to the map, or you look at the map. So I'm going to disable commodity exchange for now, but, well, I'll leave it on actually. I'm going to look for my base. It's the triangle icon, and it's right here, right? This is our base, and the commodity exchange, it looks like it's two hops over. As a pro tip for somebody that isn't aware of this trick, but if you have a planet, say, let's go with, like, I'm going to search for a planet. Well, here, you can just do it here. All you have to do is find a link to a planet and mouse over it, and you're going to see, like, a blue pulsating thing, right? That works with any of the planet links. So if we bring up Prometor, for example, right? That's not a link, unfortunately, but a link for Prometor. I gotta zoom it out. It's gonna be slow. If I mouse over Prometor, you'll see there's a blue little pulsating thing in the bottom left corner there. That's where Prometor is. So basically, we need to fly to Benton. So if we click on this guy, we got to find the commodity exchange. It is called Benton Station. So first things first, we're going to type here. We're going to click on. We're going to go to the fleet tile. We're going to click on Fly, and we got to send a ship there. So the reason we have to send a ship there is because we're going to buy something from the commodity exchange and bring it back. And in order to do so, you need a hauler to do so. So we're going to type Benton Station. Click it. So my advice, because fuel is money, reactor usage should be minimum, and you should play with this slider a little bit, right? So 11 hours from now, I'm going to be asleep. So let's bring it down more. So 15 hours from now, that would be 7 a.m., right? Yeah, 7 a.m. local, I should say. Sorry, that's going to be, I should be awake by then, right? So I'm going to fly there at that speed, because if I go more, right, there's no point. I'm just going to be sleeping. I am wasting fuel for no reason. Because the faster you go, the more fuel you spend. So I'm going to fly there. It's going to take 15 hours. That is a reasonable time in this game. This game is extremely slow. So it's intentionally slow. Okay, so now that's out of the way, what we're going to do is we're going to start buying stuff from the exchange. So let's say the goal here is to... so A, we should bring up the sidebar. It's the top left corner. We should see how much money we got. We have 34,000 currency. So, what can we build? So we have 190 out of 200. population. So in order to build another building, we would need to build more capacity for pioneers. We would need an HB1. Unfortunately, if we look at that, Rento, I can answer that question. So reactor, it's actually relatively simple. Reactor is FTL usage. If you slide it around, minimum is 19 units versus 100 is 66. And you'll also see something like it doesn't, it's not as significant of a time like reduction as you would think. So minimum is usually what I do. I mean, you could play with the values and see what's optimal. Like in some cases, FTL usage is probably cheap. Like FTL fuel is cheap, so it might be okay. But I guess that's just kind of my like gut thing for starting players is to minimize the speed. You definitely don't want to do this, right? Like that is a lot of STL, right? 717 versus like 144 for a difference of 2 hours is nuts, right? Like you don't want to do that. If you need to like muck around with it, by all means, you can keep it in this range. That's my advice. But play with it. That's basically what I'm saying. Yeah. So now that we're flying to the exchange, we need to figure out. So if we go back to the BS pane, we go to View Base. We'll go to Construct. So we would need to buy this amount of stuff. So we need to buy 2 BSE, 4 BBH, 2 BDE, 1 BTA, 40 MCG for the Pioneer Habitation. And say we want to increase our collector. We want to add a collector, right? Let's just pretend that's what we want to do. We could do this. Let's see. We would need 16 BSE, so that makes it a total of 18 BSE, and 60 MCG, which is 100 MCG total. Okay, so this is our kind of shopping list, right? So let's see what we can do. I'm going to click the CXL button on the left side. I'm going to click on Benton Benton Station Commodity Exchange. And what we're looking for is BSE, right? Let's start with BSE. So what you can do here is you can click on BSE. And we want to see, all right, what category does it live under? The category is a row here. It's construction prefabs. So let's go there. All right. And our shopping list was 18 BSE. So you're going to find BSE in this row here. And we're going to see, all right, there's a few things we can see. We can see like the ask amount. We can see the bid amount, etc. Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong row. But you can see all this information. Like I would say personally, ignore this. Okay. What you want to do is you want to click on this orders button. So what this is basically saying is that, hey, we have all these people that are willing to buy BSE, and at like this guy's trying to buy 8 BSE at 1450. This one's trying to buy 2 at 1400. And then you have these guys that are willing to sell BSE 61 units at 1540. So let's say we want to buy it right now. Okay, so I'm going to click this place order button right here. I'm going to type 18 BSE at 1540. That's going to cost us 27,720. Okay, so let's repeat the process for BBH. BBH, I'm going to click this button here, and I'm going to type mat BBH. It's a still construction prefab, right? It's the same color, so we should be fine there. BBH, let's go to the orders. These are going for quite a bit more. So let's see. We only need 4 of them, so we would buy each at whatever that value is. So we're going to buy 4 at 2049.34. That's going to cost us 8,197. Let's go to the BDE now. Let's find BDE. BDE is right here. Orders. We need 2 BDE, so that's going to cost us 21489 2978. All right. Next is BTA. BTA, it's going to cost us 1448.26, and MCG. Oh, sorry. So here's another thing you could do, right? This is the command for the order book, right? It's CXOB. So this is how this works. CXOB ticker. So that would be MCG. And then dot, and then the exchange code. The exchange code you can find right here. It's also part of the command, right? CI1. So, whoops, I just did that on accident. But MCG CI1, we can see how much it's worth. And we need 100 of this guy, right? So we're going to try placing an order. I'm not hitting buy. I just want to make that clear. I'm just getting values. 33. So it's going to cost 33.50. All right, let's bring up the calculator. Let's see if we have enough. I don't think we will, but we'll see. I did that wrong. 27720 plus 8197 plus 2978 plus 1448.26 plus 3350. We definitely don't have enough for that. That seems wrong. I typed it wrong again. Sorry. Third time's a charm. Okay, that's the value we're looking for. Okay, so that is more money than we have. So that plan's out the window, right? We can't really spend the money on an HB1 and a new collector. Could we do a farm? I'm just gonna say no. Let's just pretend you did the math and we say no, because I'm kind of running out of time here. So we'll say no. Okay. So now all we care about is we need to feed our workers for the next 10 days. Okay. So 10 days. So what that means is we're going to need 10 cough. It's 1 a day for 10 days cough. We're going to need 76 drinking water, 76 rations, 10 overalls, and 4 PWO, because I'm just multiplying by 10. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy that. Okay? So I'm going to click on coffee. I'm going to see... All right, we'll start from scratch here, just so you can go through this process again. We'll type CXL, or click on CXL. We're going to go to the Benton Station Commodity Exchange. And I'm going to click on coffee. Coffee is a consumables luxury. That's the thing we're on. Go find coffee. I'm going to click on orders. And 10 of these guys will cost us 3,450. Let's do it. Screw it. That's actually really cheap for coffee, by the way. Let's buy it. I bought it. I bought it outright. Next online is drinking water. So let's click on drinking water. Drinking water is a consumables basic. I'm going to go here. Drinking water, orders. And it looks like 66.65. So let's do it. 66.65. Oh, that's the quantity. So 10 at 66.65. Let's buy it. Oh, I meant to do... It's not 10, is it? 76, so I need 66 more. Let's buy that. I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to do the trick where I just click that colon icon and replace this with rat. I'm going to click place order. And we needed 76 rations for 69 each. We need overalls. Same trick. Click. Replace rat with OVE. Place order. And we said 10 overalls. And they go for 77.78 each. So what happens if we run out of things for the workers? I'll likely be short on overalls and don't have coffee. Your production efficiency goes down. So if you click on new order here on one of these guys, you'll see these values. This means that your pioneers are running at my pioneers are running at 79%. If you lose overalls, which is a basic consumable, this number goes down drastically. It'll probably go close to like 45%, which means that's bad. If you want the full formula, I mean, I can give you that. You can find it here. You can find the formulas for each worker tier. Basically, here's the formula. You plug in values and you get the number out. So I'm going to. So I'm buying overalls. Let's say. Okay, so let's go through one example where I don't go and buy the topmost or the bottommost offer. Right. The last thing we need is 4 PWO. So let's go to PWO and place order. Let's say, all right, the offer is 250. The next highest request is 200. I think by the time my ship gets there, what's going to happen? And we need, how many was it? 10 or 4. By the time my ship gets there, I think the price is going to drop. So I'm going to write 225. Okay. So when I hit buy, I'm not going to get anything. So I'm going to hit buy, and my name's going to show up there. Saganaki Stream for 4 units of PWO at 225 currency. So what's going to need to happen is somebody's going to have to basically either be willing to sell for that amount, or by the time I get there, I'm just basically going to have to cancel this order. And the way to cancel an order is there's a button up here. It's called CXOS, Own Orders, and you can cancel it. So if I hit delete, it's going to remove that order. Done. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy it outright, just because, for the sake of the tutorial here. So I bought it outright. Now, so I bought all these stuff, and according to CXOS, which is my own orders, they are all filled. So I'm going to dock this guy, because sure, it's useful. Let's do that. Let's dock it on my screen. These are all filled. Where did they go? Where they went is they're in a contract. So if you go to the sidebar, you enable this guy, you'll see pending contracts over here, right? I'm going to click view, and it's basically saying, hey, you need to pick up 10 units of caffeinated infusion at Benton Station. So once my ship lands, I can click this button, which will transfer the goods to the ship. Alternatively, what I can do is I can click on the Benton Station Commodity Exchange. You'll see that there's links pretty much everywhere. And I'm going to go to the Benton Station warehouse. Sundari, yeah. Basically, the basic consumables are worth significantly more production, yeah. The luxuries just help, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the warehouse, right? And, wait, some settings in this command are limited. There shouldn't be... Oh, they changed the text! Sweet. But I told Mope to change this text, and he did. But I guess it's confusing because there shouldn't be anything in this that is limited. Oh well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look through this. Hey, the weekly rental fee for a warehouse, which is 500 meters cubed or 500 tons, is 100 currency a week. That's nothing, right? That's literally nothing. I'm going to rent a unit. Let's rent a unit. So I'm going to open the store. So store is basically the inventory. Another way to get to this, by the way, is you click the INV button on the left here, and then you can find your warehouse unit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dock it right here. So what I can do now, you'll notice, I can actually fulfill these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click fulfill and fulfill. And keep clicking, right? And look at that. I have these things on the commodity exchange. So let's pretend we go through an example where I'm like, okay, I am super low in cash. I need some cash because you have production fees. It's minor, but you do. It's like 1.7 currency per order here. I'm low on cash, right? Now what you can do, because you have a warehouse, is I could sell a few units of coffee or 1 unit of PWO and get some cash back. Obviously, I'll probably lose out on that because I bought it at the asking price, but that's an option. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to look through the production chains, right? You're going to look through, all right, I need hydrogen. I have a hydrogen collector here. How fast am I generating hydrogen? I'm generating 2 units every 14 hours. Is that enough to keep my basic material plant running? If not, I need to buy some. Which reminds me, we don't have inputs to the incinerator. We only have five. We actually have 1 day 6 hours times 4. What we have we have 5 days worth, right? So let's see what we got. Grain, maize, and HCP. Let's go to the CXL. Let's look at Benton Station Commodity Exchange. And what is grain? Or HCP or grain? Well, let's go here. Grain it's red. It's an agricultural product. Little John X, on a warehouse, all this means is that you have storage on the station. All this means is that, like, if you need to relist something, you just have storage there. That's all it means. It's 100 currency a week. It's not it's literally pennies. Like, that's nothing in this game. So it's worth it. But once you still have to transport back and forth. It's still on the station, if that makes sense. So agricultural products. Let's check some prices here. I think I might have to jump off here. Yep, I got to get going. But what you would do is here, from this point forward, you're going to look at grain, maize, and HCP. And I'm assuming, hey, we're going to run with the one input recipe for now. You should do some spreadsheeting to see what's optimal. The optimal solution is probably this guy, the bottom one, but it requires a lot more inputs. But you're going to want to see the prices and see, like, okay, grain is 110, maize is 190. So if I'm doing one input recipe, what's the HCP? HCP is 340. So basically, the answer here is grain, right? So you're going to want to buy some grain to ship back to your base and use it. I hope that was helpful, guys. I got to jump off, as usual. Ask in the chat, ask in Discord, join the Discord. Everyone's super helpful. It's been a pleasure, guys. See you next time.